you in like a year.
Yeah, I know, over. So, it looks like we have 1, 2, 3, we have an our people for everybody set? We will stand for our pledge of allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Good evening, everyone. Welcome. We'll call this meeting to order. And, we'll first do our roll call. And Donna Engman here, Steve LeClaire.
Here.
Jeff Stevens.
Here.
Tera, Janke.
Here.
Dallas Bond. Absent. David Maki and Olida's daughters came. Jennifer Stout.
Here.
Christina is absent, and we have Tyler Kinnunen, our business manager. And let's see, we have Tim Seppanen. And first of all, we're going to have, is there a motion to adopt the agenda?
I'll make the motion to adopt the agenda.
And I'll support that. And is there any discussion on the agenda? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Any abstained? Motion carries. So we'll move on to our presentations. Tim, you're in a bond discussion.
Good evening, everyone. It gives me great pleasure to report we are complete with the building construction portion of the project. We received our final inspections and our occupancy certificate from code officials and from the state fire marshal week before last. Last Monday evening, the mechanical electrical crews worked late, and we did a system balance of all the forced air and the hydronic heating throughout the entire campus. As you all know, we installed new electronic zone valves for all the baseboard heating, so we can individually modulate different areas for occupancy in the school and hopefully improve our energy savings. And so that entire system was tested and balanced. We also just completed the LED lighting conversion for the entire campus. Bay Electric wrapped that up last week. We did all the exterior lights as well that were existing and all the main entry lights. So that's really gratifying as well. Our new boilers are up and running, and the online off-campus monitoring, we can monitor all the systems in the school for heating and for security, off-site and online. Bay Electric is setting it up so administration and maintenance staff can get text and notifications of any issues at the school. So that's really a neat feature. And I believe we collectively owe a debt of gratitude to the contractors. Moyle Construction was absolutely excellent here. Their primary subcontractors, Bay Electric here from Dollar Bay, and their foreman, Dwight Hammerstrom, were excellent here as well. Air Care Mechanical out of Houghton, and their foreman, John Dunstan, was excellent here as well. We really had a great team. I've shared with all of you, we peaked at 60 tradespersons on site in late August. But overall, during the course of the last 10 months, we've eclipsed about 120 different individuals came in and out of the project on the construction end. So we were really blessed with a great group of people. Also, I think we collectively have met the mandate of the bond and the promises we made for safety and to keep the school warm and dry as well. We have a new security system throughout the entire school. We replaced most of the exterior entrances. We have new card readers put in place, 24 new cameras. We also purchased a Ubiquity hard drive to back up all the existing cameras and the new cameras with a great deal of more of memory. So we can go back and review footage going back quite security film on all of the ground floor windows throughout the school. I think everyone has seen we poured new entrances and put new hand railings in the high school. We have thousands of square feet of new sidewalk, a new parking lot for student and staff safety. I think everyone has seen that we've put in new flashing crosswalk caution signs at all the major arteries coming in and out of campus, and those are on timers. So we've really done some neat things security-wise for the safety of the students. Of course, the high school roof had been replaced 3 or 4 years ago now after a windstorm. But on the remainder of the campus, we have brand new roofs and brand new perimeter flashings. So the entire campus currently right now has a new roof on it. And of course, with the warmth, we have new boilers, we have new heating controls. So we were really able to do some neat things on the project. I don't know if I mentioned it before, but we've added bottle fillers throughout the campus, which was especially important during the past year. And we have new gang hand sinks for sanitizing and washing up outside the lunchroom, the new gang bathrooms in the elementary. We have new floor coverings throughout the first floor of the campus. Last week, we added carpeting to the 3rd floor. So for the first time in over 100 years, we have something other than painted concrete on the 3rd floor. So that was really nice to get that done as well. Just as a general note, as part of the bond project, we also added or renovated 14 bathrooms in the campus. So a good portion of the bathrooms got refreshed or added. And of course, in phase 3 here, this will be the new early 5 space. We added a new bathroom here as well. And the other part of phase 3, which we just wrapped up last week, is the new suite of bathrooms up in Mr. Kentle's old office. So we have new bathrooms on 2nd floor, which have always been a need. So we have full completion of the building. I also want to personally thank the administration and staff here. They've been very accommodating and very encouraging. A lot of great comments and a lot of support from staff. And I personally wanted to extend my thanks to the board. It's been 2 years and 7 months since we first met to discuss the board's collective vision for this project. And here we are 2 years and 7 months later. And I wanted to say congratulations to the board. And thank you for your vision, your patience, and all the input you had to get us where we're at today. Thank you so much.
Thank you. You, despite the pandemic and all, you guys persevered. It's fascinating. Thank you.
Well, Jeff remembers Thursday will be the 1-year anniversary of taking bids on the project. And then, of course, with the governor's shutdown, construction was not essential for 2 months after that. So we started May 14th and got done in March. So 10 months start to completion. We're on time, under budget, and we really had a great group on site. So I hope all of you are proud of what we did as a team here.
I've heard so many wonderful positive comments. And I'll drop them all. It's a pleasure working with you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, everyone. Please have a great evening.
Thanks, Ted.
Okay, now we're going to move on to public comment. We'll open it. What's the name of something, Jeff?
Got this extended report.
Oh, yes. Okay.
That's-
Paul is going to read that.
I'll cover the extended COVID-19 learning plan. In light of Christina's absence, I'll just go ahead and read through what we have done here. So I've been doing this for the last several months. So the extended COVID-19 learning plan reconfirmation meeting is required 30 days after initial plan approval and every month thereafter. The agenda, reconfirm how instruction is going to be delivered during the 2021 school year. Public comments from parents and or guardians on the extended learning plan, and review weekly two-way interaction rates. Reconfirmation meeting for March 2021. So we are reconfirming how instruction will be delivered for each grade level. In elementary, grades K through 5, in-person learning will continue as long as possible. Online learning will continue to be offered, and remote learning will resume if/when authorities close schools. For our middle and high school students, grades 6 through 12, in-person learning will continue whenever possible. Online learning will continue to be offered. Distance learning will be available to grades 9 through 12 and those in grades 6 through 12 under quarantine. Remote learning will be implemented if/when authorities require. Next part here, reconfirm the district is offering higher levels of in-person instruction for English language learners, special education students, or other special populations. ELLs, not applicable because DBTC has no students in this population, and special education students, not applicable as well because all current students with IEPs participate in in-person instruction. Do we have any public comment for the extended learning plan?
Okay. All right. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So we have a recommendation to approve this confirmation for how instruction will be delivered under the DBTC Area School Extended COVID-19 Learning Plan. Do we have a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Okay.
Support.
Support. All right. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Any abstained? Motion carries. Now we'll move on to the public comment. If anybody in the audience would like to make a comment to the board, please step forward and raise your hand. You'll have up to 5 minutes to speak. Remember, the board does not respond to questions or statements during public comment. So do we have a public comment?
Yeah, I just wanted to say, I was going through the agenda earlier, and, I didn't grab it while I was in here. I saw the thing on there about hiring outside help for, the janitorial thing, there's a vacancy or something, somebody's out sick. And I wonder why you don't post the information to your own employees first. Give them first right of refusal. Seems very odd that you've got somebody that might be here that's already been fingerprinted and vetted and knows the school and knows all that stuff, and then you want to go and hire a janitorial service. It's odd, that's all. But consider possibly posting positions to your own staff, because a lot of them have suffered some hourly or some time cuts in their pay. You know, it'd be nice to help them supplement some other ways by filling some of these positions. That's it.
Thank
Thanks.
you, Jen.
Thanks, Jim.
Any other public comment?
Okay, kind of in that same light, we, as you know, have an employee who has been out since February 1st, I believe, was the first day that she did not return back to work, and sick leave has been exhausted. In the past, we have been able to donate sick time as a staff member, and so some of the staff expressed an interest in doing that again. This is a letter of agreement just to allow us to make that go forward. So it just needs somebody from the board to sign and anybody from the school to sign. So this is just to make that possible. Is it possible to get a copy? Did you have a question in regard to it?
Thank you, Jen, and we will get back to you
Do
on
you
that.
have a question though that I can address for you right now?
I don't have
Do
any.
you have a question
Anybody
about it?
else?
Because I did run this by Hans to make sure that this was something that was acceptable to be across the board like this. We're not looking for a sick bank that people just put into and don't know who it goes to. It says clearly in the letter that it's a volunteer thing. If you want to give a day, if you want to give an hour, you can.
Okay.
Is this in the vein of
invitation to approve the items in the consent agenda. So we have the regular board meeting minutes for February, financial statement to the previous month, and checks written in the previous month. Do we have a motion? Jeff, and do we have support?
I support that.
Any discussion on those three things? Okay, all in favor?
If I may, just
Sure,
one
sure.
quick discussion point. And I think maybe Tyler may be the best to answer this question.
Which page?
I'm looking at the check register.
Yep. Check number?
1019.
Okay.
The ISD for support in Q3 and BOIP.
Okay.
Is that amount, is that for an annual amount or?
So SupportNet is billed, that is our in-house, like, Eric Jarvie is our tech that we get from Renzi, so we get the quarterly billing,
Yeah.
and then they come and do, all of our tech services.
Okay.
And then the VoIP is a monthly, it's, I believe it's like 72 or 70, I'd have to get back on the exact number, but.
Okay. Yeah, I
it's a-
just
it's
didn't
a
know if that
quarterly.
was a monthly, quarterly, or yearly.
Yeah, some of the items from the ISD, will get billed, if you see a REMC charge or SupportNet, try to see if they, we have like an annual backup fee because they store a lot of our data offsite,
Yeah.
have duplicate copies of that.
I guess it makes sense why it says Q3 there now.
Okay.
All right. Any more discussion on it? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? Motion carries. So now we are going to move on to Superintendent Report with Superintendent-Principal. And I have it here from Christina. Not much to report this month. Things are going very well. The second trimester ended last week with exams Thursday and Friday. Tomorrow the third trimester begins. This week is also Spirit Week. Student Council has planned the dress-up days of the off week and the activities for class competitions, which are door decorating and making mini floats. The homecoming court attendance and king and queen will be announced tomorrow for period at a brief assembly at 2:15. Friday, the boys' JV and varsity teams play Ironwood. It is sure to be a fun week for everyone. Thanks to Bay Electric for all their work in our school as part of the bond project. And recently, two things in particular. They completed the lighting of the flagpole, so now our flags can be displayed both day and night. And they added lighting to our new trophy case, and they donated that part of the project to our school. Wow, we are so grateful. And thanks to John Busser for building the awesome new trophy case. Preschool and kindergarten registration has begun. Exciting times in our school. Boy, I'll say. Generous of people on night. And then we will move on. And does anybody have any comment on any of it? Okay. And then we're going to move on to athletic update from Sarah. The week of the compressed regular basketball season is wrapping up this week. The district brackets have been finalized by the MHSAA. The girls team will host Tassel on Monday, March 22nd. The boys team has a bye for the first round, so they will play the winner of the LH versus Berge game on Thursday, March 25th. Location to be determined. All district game tickets will need to be purchased online through the Go Fan app. Spectator limitations will continue to be in place for the playoffs, with priority given to athletes' family members. The guidelines have not been finalized yet, but information will be forthcoming. An elementary basketball schedule is getting hashed out with the practice and games beginning after spring break. Both the boys and girls have been having practice on Saturday mornings when they are able to. Junior high volleyball is having a very short season, starting and ending this week. They have been practicing and will get 3 dates of competition this week. I guess better that than nothing, right? Spring sports are set to begin. Track and golf schedules are being finalized. The track schedule is on the school's Google Calendar, and the golf schedule will be up there soon. We have had a couple of applicants for the junior high track and field position. We will be having interviews in the next few weeks. The new wall padding will be going up soon. A cross-country UP Boys Championship banner has been created and is up in the gym, and all other banners have been updated with last year's accomplishments. Oh, great job. All right, then we have Tyler, business manager. can you give a report?
Yep, so really brief, cash flow remains strong. No big ticket items that I'd like to review now, but Christina and I would like to hold a work session, hopefully before the next meeting if possible, to review our budget, board work session. So I don't know if we want to set that date today, or if we can look at, maybe just across the email and try to set something up. We just want to review kind of all the changes that are happening before we go ahead and present it to you in a more formal format. The governor has released her budget and it looks good right now. Doesn't mean that's what's going to be passed by the legislature, but hopefully that is. It'll be beneficial for local districts, statewide. In addition, as part of the last portion of stimulus money, the American CARES Act, or whichever the one that was just passed recently, we've got more funds coming from ESSER 2, which is it's a federal fund money that comes through the state, and the state distributes to all the schools. So as soon as the legislation is passed, we should be looking at another $100,000 or so where we can use, and it's a title formula, so the use is kind of like title, but there are some restrictions on staffing and so forth on what those can be used. So as more details come, we'll let you know, but just there's some positive light ahead for everybody with all this. So and that's all I have.
The work session, would that be with the full board, or is that the?
With the full board, yeah. So I think we made, was it a year or two ago, we decided to go a full work session with the board.
Should we try to set something now or wait for?
I don't know if we want to wait until Miss Norland
Because
gets
then we'll,
back, and
yeah,
then
because then we know her schedule.
we know we're
Sounds
scheduled.
good.
Okay.
Thank you.
We'll be in touch.
Thank you, Tyler. Okay, so we're going to move on to action discussion items. We have a recommendation to accept the resignation of Ms. J.C. Perkins. Do we have a motion?
I'll make that motion with regrets.
Okay. And do we have support?
Support.
Okay. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Abstained? Motion carries. Do we have a recommendation or do we have a motion to approve a stipend for teachers of distance learning students during trimester 2 and 3 of $150 for one student per period, $200/2 students, $300 for 3 students, and so on. Do we have a motion? And I will make that motion. Do we have support?
I'd support that.
Do we have discussion on this?
I'm wondering if, you could talk to it a little bit.
Yeah.
You were at that last,
involved
so I'll
with
let you run that meeting.
Yeah, and basically this is to offer the teachers an additional stipend for the time that they have to take in preparing for the online learning. And it's incremental the way it is because preparing that plan for the distance learners for one student, you have to come up with a plan. If you had no students, you wouldn't have to worry about it. But then each additional student, it drops, by a smaller increment with each additional student, just because, you have this plan. Now it's just, additional students you're managing through the distance learning. So it's very similar to the thing we did back in the fall.
That's kind of what I was wondering.
Yeah.
Real similar.
And it's just to, acknowledge the time and effort that it goes into taking care of the distance learning students.
Is it 3 students is 350 or 250?
Actually, Tyler.
Instead of 300?
Nope, so it's, I believe what happened when this was had done the first time is we recognized that it's, there's a lot more work and, when you have one student, so that's where the 150 came. And then the 200 was, if you have 2, it's not that much more. I don't know how the 300 was settled on. I wasn't in those negotiations, but.
Because it's 50 more for 2 students.
For 2, but then it's another 100 for 3. So I don't know how that was decided, but 300 for 3, and then for 4 students, it'd be 400, 500. We had another 100. So I'm thinking what happened is they wanted it to be 100 per student, but some of those teachers may have only had 1 student in their, their online classes. So in order to recognize that all the work that it took, they wanted to increase the amount up front for that first individual. Does that answer it, I think?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you. All right, anybody else? Thank you, guys. And then we will vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? Motion carries. We have a recommendation to approve using UP janitorial service as needed to cover for a custodian who is unable to work for a time. Do we have a motion?
I'll make the motion.
And do we have support?
I'll support it.
Do we have discussion on this?
Yeah, I guess, and this relates to the comment that Jack had made earlier, that, and if a search has been made, the position was posted and just couldn't find anyone within the time frame. So this is kind of a temporary measure to fill in the meantime, because we still have the same needs for, sanitizing and cleaning. And hopefully this isn't, something that drags on for very long.
Was it offered to employees of the school?
I don't know that specifically, but I believe that. I want to say that in discussions that Mrs. Norland said that she's tried to cover different angles and see if it would have worked with someone within the building. But I like I said, I'm not certain on that. I'm kind of fuzzy on my recollection on that.
Thank you, Steve. And then, alrighty, so, that was our discussion. We didn't, but that was our discussion. Now we're gonna, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? Motion carries. Okay. Do we have a recommendation to discuss and decide between 2 nominees for the Copper Country Education Leadership Award? While we have Western UP Health Department and Portage Health Foundation. So I would like to make a motion for Western UP Health Department, Portage Health Foundation. Is there support on that?
I will.
Could you explain what the award is? I don't know anything about it.
It's offered by the Copper Country Association of School Boards, which Dollar Bay belongs as a member, and all the schools in the district CCISD get together every year and hold their awards banquet. And every year, all the schools select one leadership award to be given out to somebody in the community or some organization in the community that has done above and beyond and an outstanding opportunities for the community. So there have been special education opportunities that people have come forward and donated their time for. Our people have been selected. There's DHK and their element of working with the schools. They were selected at one point in time, but it's been ongoing for probably 20, 30 years with the ISD. So, but it is somebody, and when it comes to the leadership award, it's not somebody for a specific district. It's somebody that offers services for all of the districts. So, and that's what these are two of the two that it's been narrowed down to for suggestion for receiving the award. So, we have given out 2 awards in past, but we usually try to give 1. So it's kind of select one of the 2.
Okay. And just to elaborate on what it is, they've been extremely, this is,
It's the Western UP Health District.
Yeah.
Is what that one is.
right.
What is the
Yeah, I'm sorry, excuse me. But they've been extremely good working with schools being available on weekends, and awesome in terms of getting local staff vaccinated early. In the Portage Health Foundation provided funding for training for a great program called Capturing Kids' Hearts for some of the local schools, including ours. They're also regularly funded additional grants and projects for schools. Both are excellent options. That's just a little insight on it.
So it's a board, I don't know if you want to vote on that.
So,
Just to
I
decide
think
which one.
I think
Or did
I
you
nominated.
decide to nominate?
Nominated and
Okay, just
Okay.
making sure we don't.
So you nominated the health department, or I thought you said both, health department and Portage Health.
This is, these are the health department, right?
No, she
No, I
nominated,
think
she nominated
The health department, right?
Okay,
Yes, yes.
Thanks, Don.
thank you.
I'm confused now. Yes.
Just wanted clarification.
Yeah, okay, that's fine. So then we got a support, and now we have, our discussion is over, right? Okay, so all in favor, aye?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? Motion carries. All right. So now we're going to, recommendation, where's my spot here now? We have so many pages here. Any old or new business to discuss? It was a short meeting. No? Okay, we have a motion to adjourn.
I'll make that motion.
I'll support. Any discussion on that? Nope. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Abstained? Motion carries. Thank you for coming, everyone. Have a good evening.